Welcome to my video. In this video, we'll be looking at how to determine the height of trees. One of the standard instruments that is used for tree height determination is this one I'm holding. It is called the Haga altimeter. Haga altimeter, as you can see the name. It's a very, very simple tool to use and very, very accurate too. Easy to use and it gives accurate reading. Now, the Haga altimeter has few components that I want to draw your attention to. First is this window here where you take your readings from. That's very important. Then you have the eye piece here. This is the place from where you look. That's the eye piece. And this portion here is the point you will align to whatever you are measuring. These two sharp pointers there is where you will align. And then you have this knob here, which you press. When you press it, you can see the pendulum, just moving like that because you have pressed this. If you want it to stop moving, you press this shutter here. Once you press it, that stops moving. You press this to release it, press this to stop it. So those are two buttons that are very important for you to take note of. So what do we do when we are to measure height? Another thing that is important is this. If you look at here, there's this wheel here that you can turn. And as you turn it, it changes what you see here. If you look at this the leftmost part here, you will see there it's written 66 feet. That is the scale for these values. Of course, because here we don't deal with imperial units, we use metric, so we won't bother about this. But what this means essentially is that if we are to use this scale to measure our tree height, then we will stand at a distance of 66 feet from the tree. But then we are not using this. When you roll it, the next you see is you can see 15 written in a circle there. That shows you are at 15 meter scale. So all the values you are seeing here is at 15 meter scale. So if you are to measure the tree height using this scale, this means you will stand at 15 meter position to the tree. Next, you see 20 written in circle there. That means 20 meter scale. Next, you see 25 written in a circle there. That is 25 meter scale. And then final one there, you see 30 written in a circle. That is 30 meter scale. And then you see percentage written there. So this is percentage scale, because it's possible to also measure your tree height or even slope as a percentage. And then back to our 66 feet, which is one chain. So now, the first thing to do in measuring tree height is you need to know the distance between you and the tree you want to measure. That's the first thing to do fundamentally. So you must determine your distance. How do you determine your distance? Of course, you use the linear tape. So you can stand at either 15 meters away to the tree, 20 meters away, 25 meters away, or 30 meters away. I have situations whereby I can only afford to stand 10 meters away from the tree, and there is no 10 meter scale on this Haga altimeter. What you do in that instance is you stand at 20 meters distance and you use the 20 meter scale. Sorry, you stand at 10 meters, then you use the 20 meter scale. Since you are using the 20 meter scale, but standing at 10 meters, the 10 meter distance is half of the 20 meters. And so whatever value you get for the height using this Haga altimeter at 20-meter scale, you divide it by 2 because you are standing at half the distance, not the full distance. So you divide your reading by 2. That's what will give you your correct height. So that is how we use the Haga altimeter. Now, because there are many trees you may want to measure in terms of height, if you are to take a linear tape and you have to be measuring the distance from the tree to where you are standing, definitely you will need another person to assist you to hold that tape and make the tape, the person will stand at 0 point, and then you draw the tape to either 10 meter, 15 meter, 20 meter, like that. If you have to do that for every tree, it will take you so much time to do. And so what we normally do in forest measurement is, you that wants to determine the height of the tree, you must know your correct pacing. You must know what your pacing is. So that when you want to determine your distance to the tree, you don't measure with tape. You just pace it out. If you are already used to what your pacing is, you can pace out 10 meters, you can pace out 20 meters, pace out 25 meters, pace out 15 meters, any length you want to pace out. That is the important thing to do. And so, before you can even be talking of measuring height, you need to do pacing, determine your pace. So, because I've done it several times, if I want to measure this height now, this tree now for height, and I need to stand at 10 meters away from the tree, I'll just pace it out. And all I will do is I'll stand by it. First, I will look at the tree and see where is the best position for me to see the tree height, the top. Should I go that way, or eastward, or westward, or southward, or in which direction is best for me? Once I see that clearly, I will then go there. I will just pace out. So this is 10 meters from that tree by my pacing. I'm at 10 meters from that tree. So to measure the height, so I will look, I can see the top, the tip of the tree, I can see the base of the tree. That's very, very important. In tropical forest conditions, you may not see the base of the tree and the height at the same time. There may be a lot of climbers, a lot of undergrowth, lots of things obstructing your view. So you have to clear the path in such a way that, or you shift your position in such a way that you must ensure that you are able to see both the base of the tree and the top of the tree at the same time from the same spot. That's very, very important. So what you do is, using the Haga altimeter, you will press this to make sure that the pendulum is swinging. It has to be in that position, swinging. You will now set this marker here to the base of the tree. You watch to make sure it's at the base of the tree. Once it's at that base, because I'm at 10 meters, don't forget, to the tree, so I'm using 20-meter scale for this measurement. That's what I'm using, 20-meter scale, because I'm at a distance of 10 meters. So you will sight to the base of the tree, and once you are sure that this position here is aligned with that base of the tree, you press this shutter here. Once you press it, you hear the sound, and you see that this has become stable now. So you will read that. Now to read this, you will see 0. I hope you can see 0 there. You will see that there is 5 to this side. There are values also to the other side. Now, the way it is that after the 0 point, everything to this other side is negative. From 0 point, everything to the other side there is positive. So this value you are looking at here is actually about -2. That's what you are. You have that marker. I mean, you have that on the second bar. So that's -2. Then you now release it again, and you record that -2 as your reading at the base. You will now sight to the top. Make sure that your marker coincides to the top of the tree where you want the point at which you are determining the height, whether it is total height or merchantable height you are determining. And once you are where you want, you press the knob again. So, sorry. Okay. Once it's there, you press the knob, and then you look at whatever value it is. So to the point where I stop the height measurement there, here I have 14, approximately 14, as you can see there. And don't forget, this one will now be reading at the top. This 14 will be reading at the top. Now I have here reading at the top 14, reading at the base -2. To determine the height, it is reading at the top minus reading at the base. So that gives me 14 minus -2. That will be 14 plus 2. That's 16. And because I'm standing at half the distance to the tree, I will divide that 16 by 2. That gives me 8 meters. So the height from the ground to the point where I stop the measurement up there is 8 meters. So that is how to use the Haga altimeter to measure tree height. So that is, it's a very simple instrument to use. Straightforward, very, very straightforward. So the other instrument that you can also make use of is called the Spiegel Relascope, and we'll do that in another video.